Hey guys, it's X and Shadow. Welcome back to Let's Play Devil Survivor Overclocked. In the last part, we thought we had found Nalia, but he gave us the slip because he's a fucking douchebag. And in this part, well, everybody's justifiably pissed about trying to find him because he's being a fucking douchebag about this. He's going, oh, I won't actually explain to you what's going on, but I'll send you cryptic emails about how to survive and how to use these game, like, things in this tutorial-esque manner. It's just, that sort of cryptic mentor bullshit has always rubbed me the wrong way. It's just like, okay, if you want to teach... Okay, unless if you're a villain. You know, if you're like a villain and you're trying to manipulate the characters, that's one thing, okay? You're just evil. But if you're like actually trying to help someone, doing that whole cryptor mentor shit is just obnoxious, you know? Go up, say, hey, I'ma teach you some shit, and then, you know, teach them the shit. You know, you don't need to go all cryptic mentor on their ass. Okay, so anyway, here we're getting a few emails about some stuff that I've already explained. Like, for example, the next email that we're going to read is about the skill set bonus. Or, well, no, I should say the Maka bonus. But the skill set bonus, which was the email that we were just reading about, that is a little bit more complicated. But basically, as you fight through the battles, a little bar next to each demon will slowly fill up. And when that demon's bar reaches the end, out of all of the skills you have available, you'll be able to teach that demon one of those skills. So let's say I've got a pixie. You know, it knows Dia and Zio naturally, okay? When that bar fills up, I can use the skill set bonus to teach it any of the skills that my main characters have already learned, and I'm going to be covering how we learn more skills in this part. Okay, so now that we have a whole bunch of skills that Pixie doesn't know, like Agi. You know, that Pixie will never be able to learn Agi without using the skill set bonus, so that's what you use it for. The skill set bonus is really just there to give a whole layer of extra variety and customization to your demons, although it's a little bit harder to grind for than you'd think it might be. I don't take advantage too much of it, of trying to give it broken, like, fusion combinations, like trying to pass over different abilities through fusion so you can get super broken people right away. But with some planning and some grinding, you can get incredibly broken combinations for your demons. Like, you can get some demons that can't be hurt at all, some demons with abilities that will just kick ass right off the bat, etc, etc, etc. So, again, since we have such a limited amount of skills at this point, it's not going to be too useful yet, other than, you know, giving some characters the ability to heal, giving them a wider elemental variety, stuff like that. But after that, you know, after you get some of the more broken abilities, especially once we get some of the physical abilities that are awesome, you know, we'll be able to get some demons that's really, really, really kick ass.
Just like that email said?
Yeah, okay, we could check the east side, sure, but, you know, there's probably still going to be SDF people there and stuff. See, look, Nalia, you were right here. We could have talked to you like 30 minutes ago, but no, you have to go whisk away into the darkness and shit. And, okay, here we go. Now we finally have most of the abilities we need, well, most of the functions we need in order to get all of our stuff in the game, you know. There's still the only major holdout that we have at this point is the fusion ability, and we'll be getting that soon enough. So with this, we basically have everything, every gameplay and battle thing that we need in order to go through the game, you know. Skill cracks I'm going to show off in just a minute, but basically that's how we get more abilities in this game. So finally, you know, you're not stuck with Dia, Agi, and Zio for the rest of the game, don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys justifying his stupid cryptic mentor bullshit? No. I say no.
It might even increase our chances of survival.
No.
That skill crack thing? Only someone who knew about demons could program that in.
No.
Just how much Nalia knows about demons.
Well, he created something called the Demon Summoning Program, so I reckon quite a bit, you know.
Well, we have to do something about the number on the death clock first.
No.
Yeah, we'll have to use every trick in the book to survive that long.
You don't say, guys. I mean, seriously, I haven't heard that much redundant speaking since I've seen the script to a Sonic game. Jesus Christ. So anyway, this is not a plot-important battle. This is a free battle, and it's the only free battle I'm going to show you guys for the rest of the game. Don't worry, I'm not going to make a habit of showing my grinding or any of that shit, you know. I'm just showing you this one free battle so that I can explain how the thing works and explain how the skill crack thing works. So free battles are relatively straightforward. Every single time that you're on the map screen, there's always going to be a chance for you to do a free battle. From the first day on, you don't really get free battles on the day before, but that doesn't really count. But from day one on, there will always be free battles available to you, so you can always go there to grind levels and grind money. So, yay for that, you know. You're going to want to do it every once in a while, like, you know, at least do each day's free battles at least once, you know, at least do the regular free battle once, and later on you'll get a hard variation of the free battle. So I recommend doing that too, just to keep your levels up. And occasionally you will have to do more because that's how grinding works. But, you know, the game's not too grindtastic until the very end. Anyway, as for how skill cracks work, demons will have skills that you don't have access to. So, like, for example, the demon might have access to the ability Zan, which is Force Elemental, or they might have the access to an ability that can, like a more powerful variation of an ability you already have, you know? Skill crack basically means is that when you're in the preparation stage for each fight, you can go into the skill crack menu, and that will show you all of the crackable skills that you don't already have at that point. So, like, demons might already have the Dia spell, for example. You don't need to crack that again. But they might have the Bufu spell or the Ice spell, which you don't already have, and you're going to need to go and crack that. How... crack that. That sounds oddly sexual in some way. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. How do you crack a skill? Well, first off, you need to decide the skills you want to crack, and you can only decide one skill per playable character. So in this case, we've only got 3, which means if you want to get all of the skills available to you as quickly as possible, you're gonna want to, you know, do it multiple times. So it's going to be a little bit time-consuming if you're going for all of them. But you assign each skill to a particular character. So, you might assign Bufu to the main character, or you might assign Zan to Yuzu, or something like that. Once you assign that skill to a specific character, that skill is on one specific demon. So, if one pixie has the Zan ability and you're trying to crack that skill, you have to kill that specific pixie with the specific main character that you chose to crack it, okay? So, that pixie with the Zan ability has to be killed by, let's say, the main character, if you chose the main character to crack that skill. If Atsuro kills that pixie, you don't get it. You don't get the skill, and you have to start another free battle in order to get it. If you kill the middle demon, and that pixie with Zan is on the sides, you don't get that ability because you actually have to kill the demon in order to crack the skill. Once you get the skill cracked, though, you can assign it immediately, but you might not always want to do that. But basically, skill cracking is one of the most important aspects of the game because it's how other than fusing demons, it's the most reliable way of increasing your power in this game, you know. Later on, you know, normal single targeting spells aren't going to cut it. You know, you're not going to want to deal with you know, just hitting people one at a time, and you're not going to want to deal with doing early game damage. So you're going to need these more powerful skills at some point. So this is not something that you can neglect to do. You have to do skill cracking at least as you go, you know. And I find that it's almost worth it to grind the skills and skill cracks in these free battles, because in free battles you can leave as soon as you crack the skills, and you'll still have them. You know, you can retreat from free battles, and with all of the money you've earned, the experience you've earned, and the skills you've cracked, and you can just go back, save, and try again real quick. If you try to skill crack during main missions, and sometimes you do have to skill crack during main missions because there are specific skills that are only given to like certain boss characters and stuff like that. So if you try to skill crack during specific missions, you know, it gets an awful lot harder because demons in the main missions not only are just generally a lot harder than them in these free battles, but they also act in erratic ways. So even if you set it up perfectly so that the demon is going to head straight towards Yuzu, he just might not do that. You know, he might just head in a completely other direction, and trying to get him to be cracked by, by Yuzu, especially with her 3 movement rate. And it's not necessarily just Yuzu, but it could be anyone. But trying to get demons to be cracked in some instances is really fucking annoying, because they'll go all over the place. You know, they'll teleport. They'll do all sorts of shit, and they just try to get in your way, especially when you're trying to crack certain things. So, skill cracking is an important but sometimes irritating aspect of Devil Survivor. I like the idea of the skill crack system. You know, you get your abilities by beating demons with them, but there are some points where I think it's a little bit more trouble than it's worth, especially with like boss characters with those specific skills like I mentioned, you know. Sometimes you might set it up so that you plan on Atsuro beating up the boss, but sometimes, you know, when you use Yuzu to whittle it down a little bit so that Atsuro can take the final blow, sometimes she does more damage than you think she would, and then you lose the skill, and then since that skill's boss exclusive, you gotta start the whole entire fight all over again, and it's one of those bosses that moves around the fucking screen. And okay, I'm calm. I am calm. Yeah, we're not going to be getting to anything even remotely close to that for quite some time, but skill cracking is a little bit obnoxious. It's just, I wouldn't say it's like terribly annoying, you know, it's nothing like Demon Negotiation that I hate, but if there's a Shin Megami Tensei game that I think does the whole skill thing the best, I would say it's Shin Megami Tensei 4 for the 3DS. Because basically, once you level up each demon that you fused like 2 or 3 times, you know, you just can copy over one of its abilities over to your main character. You know, that's a simple and easy way to do it. Skill cracking is a little bit too convoluted for my taste. You know, it's nothing that I can't handle, obviously, but it's still a little bit annoying, and you know, it's just somewhat obnoxious, I'm not gonna lie. Then again, not obnoxious enough to ruin the game, or even make the mechanic not fun, because it is really satisfying when you just barely get that skill cracked from, you know, the right demon, and then getting access to a new skill right away to put to use against some awesome thing. You know, that's actually really cool, but, you know, there are a lot of times where it's going to be irritating you. And, you know, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that, you know. It's just sometimes this mechanic's going to drive you up the wall, and I would be lying to you if I said that it hadn't driven me up the wall before. And anyway, we've got this fucking Bilwis dude here. This is one thing about Devil Survivor. Well, not Devil Survivor, but just about, yeah, about Devil Survivor in general, is that when you don't have the super effective move for these dudes, sometimes it's going to, you know, take a while to kill this guy, especially since he's a couple of levels higher than me. But taking advantage of your demon skills, like Aggravate gives you an automatic critical hit, which, you know, it makes it a whole lot easier from the get-go, because you basically guarantee yourself a couple more extra turns. You know, then it becomes an awful lot easier. But anyway, that's about it for this episode. So next time, we're going to finally go back to doing real shit in the lockdown and not just watching me do some glorified grinding. I'm X and Shadow, and I'll see you guys later.